Title: Why are deep-sea creatures coming to surface? Leviathan Mystery. The sea was never quiet, only unheard. For centuries, its deepest chambers remained sealed by pressure, time, and terror. But everything changed on April 3, 2025, when a decapitated sperm whale washed ashore on a remote beach in Iceland with massive bite marks no known species could make. Within 24 hours, similar reports surged from Chile, South Africa, Japan, and even the Arctic Circle. Deep-sea creatures, some believed extinct, others unknown, were rising to the surface, dead or barely alive, as if fleeing something worse than the toxic blue above. Giant isopods clung to oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico. A colossal squid surfaced near a ferry in New Zealand, eyes the size of dinner plates locked in frozen fear. Social media exploded with grainy footage of impossible shapes writhing beneath fishing vessels, tentacles the length of train cars brushing the surface before vanishing into the black. Hashtags like #AbyssRise and #LeviathanWatch trended globally, but governments moved fast, too fast, discrediting every clip, flagging videos as AI hoaxes, detaining fishermen who shared classified marine imagery. The question remained, why were deep-sea creatures coming up, and what were they running from? Dr. Elara Myles, a marine biologist known for chasing anomalies, received an encrypted message from Santiago Reyes, a colleague at the Mariana Trench's ORCA-12 station. The message: it moved. We're not alone. They lied. Hours later, Reyes was declared lost during a dive, even though no submersibles had launched that day. Tracing his final logs, Elara found seismic readings not like tectonic shifts, but rhythmic pulses, patterns. Morse code. It translated to one chilling word: awaken. As she dug deeper, Elara was shadowed by unmarked vans, her devices tapped, and her research grant revoked. She went dark, using an anonymous channel called Trench Watch to connect with other whistleblowers who were already documenting abyssal creatures crawling up from trenches, bleeding, disoriented, or dead. Then came the blackout. On April 18th, seismic monitors recorded a pulse so deep and massive it knocked out sonar systems across 3 continents. Naval fleets scrambled. Satellites blinked. Ships near Challenger Deep were ordered to evacuate. A leaked naval audio transmission caught a pilot whispering, "It's watching us. It has eyes," followed by a screech that fried the audio feed. Silence. Days later, the USS Hadrian, an American carrier, disappeared near the Philippine Sea. No signal. No debris. Denied by officials. But a Japanese cargo ship leaked satellite footage of something massive surfacing beneath the carrier, serpentine, hundreds of meters long, before pulling it down. The clip vanished. The cargo ship's crew was found adrift, mouths stuffed with kelp, eyes open, all dead. Whispers intensified. The Leviathan was real. Not myth, but ancient, and awake. Texts from the Bible, Sumerian tablets, Polynesian lore, all reference a being that breathes once every age and feeds when the sky fears the sea. Elara, now a fugitive, mapped ancient locations tied to the Leviathan myth and matched them with modern thermal vent sites, many now going cold. The Earth's deepest heat was fading, and something was rising from below. She found a second anomaly, a void the size of Manhattan moving along the mid-Atlantic ridge. No heat, no return. Governments deployed underwater drones. None came back. Something was eating the silence. May 1st, a giant oarfish washed ashore in San Diego, over 30 feet long, bleeding bioluminescent fluid. It gasped, released a final noise that, when slowed down, whispered, "It's here." That night, a tsunami hit French frigate Shoals, an uninhabited Pacific atoll. Satellite shots before the wave showed a ring of glowing lights around a shadow the size of the island. The Leviathan had surfaced and submerged. But it wasn't alone. Oceanic wildlife trackers showed global migrations. Whales, sharks, even tuna beaching themselves in mass suicide runs. Not from pollution, from terror. A Russian defector contacted Elara. He once worked on Project Charybdis, an abandoned Soviet initiative to weaponize deep-sea anomalies. He showed her declassified sonar maps from 1983, a shape, alive and moving, beneath the Barents Sea. They called it Object I-0-9X, Leviathan. Depth charges were dropped. The water boiled. Hundreds vanished. Then silence. The Leviathan slept again. Until now. Elara saw it wasn't hunting. It was fleeing. Something worse had awakened. The defector shared one last image. A sonar scan of a skull-shaped structure deep below, coiled and enormous. "Not beast," he said. "Prisoner." The ocean was its cage. Climate disruption, drilling, sonar, waste, all of it had shaken that cage open. The Leviathan wasn't the threat. It was the lock. And now, It was broken. Elara returned to ORCA-12 using a smuggled sub, scanning the trench core. What she found wasn't a creature, but a rift, pulsing, widening, ejecting impossible life forms. Some had mirrored skin, others released clouds that formed ancient symbols, matching underwater cave glyphs from Turkey, Antarctica, and East Island. They weren't random. They were language. And they were counting down. Global silence spread. Electronics failed near coasts. The sea seemed to listen. Roars echoed inland at night. Then came the fog. Black, moving against wind, swallowing lighthouses, whispering names. Birds dropped dead in flight. Elara decoded the ink cloud patterns. A date. A warning. Not conquest. Return. The surface was never ours. The Leviathan wasn't the monster. It was the messenger. And what was coming had no name. Only depth.